I have no agenda. If his art sucks, let's fucking dunk on him. He sucks. Countless comments of people calling me a liar and claiming that I posted about this situation in malice towards Super Mega. Let's just let it play a couple more times. We can keep watching it. But I have not blocked any words. I have not suppressed anything. But I do not have any ulterior motive for my videos made on Super Mega. Really not something to be that proud of. Seems like Matt Watson is a 14-year-old boy, and he looks like it too. So Layden was a former merch designer for Super Mega, and was let go without Super Mega actually saying anything to their audience.
Nick truly showed me true friendship.
I don't like Layden. He was a reputable source. I came to find out that Layden was not a reputable source at all. My TikTok drama audience does not overlap with a dying Let's Play channel. Justin and Kelly have both taken Super Mega out of their bios. To know that they were willing to immediately disconnect and separate themselves from Super Mega, it says a lot. But I do not have any ulterior motive for my videos made on Super Mega. And if you don't remember Matt and Ryan, you might remember them from the first Creator Clash, where they both had the shit beaten out of them. I was still a third party who made this video summarizing Lex's story. This isn't like an online, like normal thing where I look at all the facts. Of course, I'm gonna take the side of a personal friend of mine. I have no agenda. I have no agenda. I have no agenda. I'll be back on Monday.
NickisNotGreen has uploaded a response to the ongoing Super Mega situation, which has become more and more, you know, about Nick's kind of involvement, like his mishandling, I would say, of the allegations that were presented, and less about the actual allegations. But, you know, he did take the time. He made videos uploaded earlier today, and so we're going to go through it together. Let's see.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special episode, not only because I am back in my office and I am home from tour, but also because today's drama that I'm talking about has to do personally with me in regards to my coverage on the Super Mega story that happened a few months ago on my channel and on many other places on the internet. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you probably know what's going on and at least some of what has been said about me and others in the comments of my video. But I know that most of you are probably very confused right now, so I'll catch you up. Now I wanted to talk—
Yeah, okay, so he's basically saying, like, I know that most of my audience doesn't really care about this stuff. Like the finer details of, like, you know, criticizing Nick. I think he's right. I think a lot of his hate is coming from external communities, though there definitely seems to be factions of his fans that are like, what the fuck? But yeah, anyway.
Talk about this sooner, but I was afraid that bringing it up would cause even more harassment against myself and the people around me and others in this situation. But because of just how bad it has really gotten, I want to publicly and fully explain my perspective and try to resolve it in the best way I can. Lex posted her story, and I was asked by her and Ethan to potentially talk about it on my channel because I've talked about similar situations in the past. I watched her video, and a few days later, I posted—
Oh, right. So I think when he's saying he has covered similar situations in the past, he's referring to the Gus Johnson, Evelina Sabrina situation where Nick, yeah, basically made a video defending Sabrina. And this Sneeko situation with Chad where Sneeko was saying some fucked up things, basically simulating, you know, fucking Chad, choking her and shit. And so Nick made a video saying that Sneeko should get banned. That's who I believe what he's referencing.
Posted a video covering everything she said in the video, including the reports of two other people who spoke out about Super Mega, one of them being a former employee of theirs who used to be friends with Ethan and Lex at the time of her video releasing. Now, after I released this initial video, Super Mega released two videos detailing their side of the story, where they admitted their faults in a lot of areas, but also provided evidence as to why they believed that a lot of these claims were made in bad faith to hurt their channel, specifically targeting Layden's response as a highly falsified story that could not be trusted.
Yep, that's facts.
Now, in one of these videos, Matt Watson claimed that a lot of these channels speaking out against them were directly tied to Layden, and even made the false claim that I am close friends with Layden, pushing the narrative that he was just a disgruntled ex-employee who orchestrated these people to speak out negatively against Super Mega and ruin their career. Now, I want to expand on my feelings on Layden and the way that I think he hurt Lex's story and the reputation of so many people around him.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Layden is getting launched under the bus. Okay, understood.
But I will come back around to it after my summary. A major point of Super Mega's videos also focused on comments made by Lex and Layden about Matt and Ryan's late friend Daniel, who took his life several years ago. But I just want to make it clear that Daniel should not have been mentioned in anyone's videos about the situation, including Lex. Because it was a part of multiple stories that I was summarizing in my video, I of course decided to include it as valuable information, but the purpose of my video on Super Mega was to highlight the stories that were told, not give my own personal story on the situation.
Okay, so that's interesting. So yes, he completely walks back all of the Daniel involvement, which to me is unsurprising because that is, you know, if we're talking empathetically, and there's a difference, I guess, between, you know, Nick's own personal feelings and like what he says publicly, I would imagine, but like empathetically, like the way that the callous manner that he responded to Ryan's statement about Daniel kind of put Nick in, especially in the public view, as like on a less, I guess you could say, moral, or he basically lost the high ground a little bit, if that makes any sense, of like the sanctimoniousness, where it's like Ryan releases this statement that's obviously very sincere, at least felt sincere, about his late friend being brought into this situation as a weapon, and Nick callously just responded like, you know, these guys just, they helped cover up an essay. And yeah, so I'm not surprised that he's walking this back, because especially even from his audience perspective, this but also, yeah, just on a personal empathetic angle, that aspect is like very you know, where he could lose like the high ground. Anyway, I'm curious though, when he's saying like he included this shit, when he's saying that he included this shit to just to cover the situation and not to inject his own story, that is confusing to me, because does that mean like he has his own story with Super Mega or something? Like, did he have I'm confused what he means by like injecting his own story, because if he's talking about like projecting his own narrative, he absolutely did that. If he is claiming that's not his intention, he is delusional beyond belief completely. Yeah, the goal of his video was absolutely to trash Super Mega. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, if he's not owning that, then this response is pretty useless to me. But yeah, if he's talking about like some story he might have with Super Mega, that's interesting, I guess.
Of course, decided to include it as valuable information, but the purpose of my video on Super Mega was to highlight the stories that were told, not give my own personal story on the situation. Bringing up Daniel was purely part of reporting that story. It was not a personal feeling that I had against Super Mega. Again, I'll touch on this more, but I'll complete the summary first. After these videos came out, I posted...
I mean, that's just cap, because clearly when he's you know, relaying the information, he's basically playing it up as though he was an objective reporter, right? And that's just cap. Complete cap. Now, he wouldn't probably state that he was objective, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just see. Okay.
In another video that summarized Matt and Ryan's videos at length, including the evidence they brought forward debunking some of the claims that were made. Now, I included all of this information that was given by both parties in these videos, and I talked about deflections made by Matt and Ryan that attempted to discredit the victim in the story and anyone who was willing to talk about their actions. Now, on the other hand, I talked about mistakes that were made by Layden that ended up doing damage to the victim and her story. Lex publicly stated that she was not happy with Layden's actions and the way he handled the story, and from what I know, they are not on speaking terms anymore. Since then, there has been a narrative pushed by fans of Super Mega, other YouTubers, and Super Mega themselves that has fully embraced the conspiracy that there was an organized attempt to...
Interesting. Super Mega themselves have encourage this fucking narrative? Holy shit. Okay, no, yeah, this is interesting.
Since then, there has been a narrative pushed by fans of Super Mega, other YouTubers, and Super Mega themselves that has fully embraced the conspiracy that there was an organized attempt to cancel Super Mega, and that I am one of the main people behind this attack.
Oh shit, so he's denying that that was his intent. which is wild. Yeah, as far as that goes, I think that's, to me, that's pretty cut and dry. Like, yeah, the goal was to cancel them, dude. Like, that's just cap and you're coping. Or lying, it's possible, but I think he believes himself. Like, no, that's just cap.
I want to be as straightforward as I can be here. You can look at my comments across social media, on Instagram and YouTube, to see the direct claims being made about me. And
Yeah, okay.
I also invite you to watch videos that are popularizing online about my role in this situation, so you can come to your own unbiased conclusion.
That's me.
I made an effort to lessen the amount of harassment that was coming towards me and people around me from these videos, but I have not blocked any words. I have not suppressed anything in the comments of these videos, and you are free to comment whatever you want. It is anarchy down there. Today I'm going to touch on these criticisms.
I fuck with that energy. Hopefully, you know, that's true and whatever, but yeah. Respect, Nick.
As candidly as I can. I have no agenda. I'm not a part of any organized attack to cancel YouTubers. I was not given permission to make this video. I wrote the script. I edited it. Now, just because this video is coming out around the same
I was not given permission to...
time as some other creators are talking about Super Mega, that does not mean there is a hidden agenda between people trying to ruin Super Mega's channel. This video being made is not an effort to refuel the fire.
This is a little bit cap, just because, you know, like, again, he was enjoying himself in his original video. Like, he was, and when I say enjoying himself, I mean, like, he was throwing in weird little digs at Super Mega, all this stuff. So, like, yeah, you can, yeah, just, like, I don't know why he's not owning this. Probably because I guess that would make it just very obvious to his fans that, you know, basically what he did.
Originally, I just wanted to do the best to respect the wishes of the victim in this situation and be quiet about it, to try to lessen the amount of harassment happening, because I knew that talking about it would just result in more harassment against Lex and claims that her sexual assault was a flawed story used to harm the Super Mega YouTube channel for clout and attention. This narrative...
Okay. I'm confused why he thinks his coverage... okay, I guess so. I don't know. I feel like he's conflating his coverage with Lex's story a little bit too much. Like, there was a lot of extraneous details that really were just on your part, Nick, that really undermined Lex's story. Anyway, all right, let's see.
It became increasingly popular, taking over all of Lex's social media and resulting in her deleting anything online pertaining to Super Mega or the sexual assault. This, of course, caused even more people to make the assumption that this whole story was a lie. And very recently, this narrative grew aggressively because of a statement given by Ryan McGee on Twitter talking about his feelings on Daniel being used in Lex and Layden's video, and also being used in my video reporting on their videos. Now, because of this, in his statement, he directly mentions me and tags my social media, claiming that I was exploiting Daniel's suicide by including what Layden and Lex said in my video. So why don't we talk about this criticism and others that have been made about me? I do think there are valid criticisms being made about my coverage in the story, but those criticisms are drowned in lies being spread about me and my intentions while reporting on this story. I want to...
Okay, here we go. This is him kind of talking to us, I guess, you know. Sheesh. All right.
Talk about these criticisms pertaining to Daniel first. Now, there are about 30 seconds in each of my videos where I covered it as part of the story Lex was telling, and when I talked about Super Mega's response to these claims, and in no way is there any evidence of me making personal claims about my thoughts on Ryan and Matt's relationship with Daniel. I think it is very...
Yeah, that's technically true. That's technically true. Nick does just relay the information of Daniel, like what people claimed about Daniel, okay? So this is highlighted in my most recent Clips channel video. Nick's, basically what he did is basically said, like, he just included the claims of, I believe, Lex and I believe Layton. And so he is basically saying, like, in regard to Daniel, I did not jump on that and, like, you know, say, like, look at what they did to Daniel. And he's technically right. But when you include that information as almost an afterthought, after literally completely buying into lot of the claims basically made against Super Mega, and you're framing the video as Super Mega are full of horrible people. Yeah, I don't think it's like insane that the message would be translated. You know, you're like standing on a hill and saying, technically, actually, you know, I didn't claim that they said this about Daniel. I just said that other people claimed it. Yes, that makes sense. But like your surrounding coverage was like still very fucking callous, and it would make it basically added fuel to the fire of the Daniel situation, which I think is undeniable.
Irresponsible to claim that Daniel was a major point made in either of my videos, and I do believe that Ryan used my name in his statement to try to discredit my story in the way I reported it further.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, bro. Like, sorry. Oh, because he's saying Ryan. Right, he's saying that Ryan calculatedly, which is again an assumption about Ryan's intent, right? He's saying that Ryan calculatedly uploaded his statement in order to garner sympathy, number one, but also to undermine the rest of Nick's claims in video, whatever. And like, first of all, you don't know his fucking intention, okay? If we're gonna play in this world of, you know, being empathetic and, you know, looking out for people, everything about the way that post was worded seemed like Ryan was just personally fucking genuinely bothered by the way that Daniel was brought up. So the fact that he's sitting here and he's framing it as if like Ryan is like sinister, or like he cynically made that post in order to drive hate toward him. I mean, that's just a potential projection from Nick, in my opinion, right? Again, like, I don't know Nick's exact intentions, but in my mind, people's actions can betray their intentions, okay? And so if Nick is going to take this angle where he's suspicious of Ryan and basically saying, like, no, he brought that up just so that, you know, we could get cannibalized. What did you bring up in that Super Mega video that could result in them getting cannibalized? About fucking 15 different things that, you know, paint a clear picture that, you know, your intention was to fucking get them canceled, right? Like, I don't understand. He's acting like he is owed such good faith, and this is something that his first response, like, literally betrays. And I say betrays because he is, you know, on the surface level claiming a lot of shit, but, like, his actions are betraying a lot of his real intentions, right? Yeah, no. I don't know why he expects such good faith from these people, bro. Like, what? Like, if we're to trust the people whose stories you pushed, why are we exactly, like, expand on? I actually want to understand, Nick. Why are we to not understand or agree or think that Ryan genuinely was just bothered by Daniel's inclusion? Why are we assuming that was cynically done to try and destroy you or whatever the fuck? Yeah, anyway.
In my video, I directly quoted what was being said in a story I was covering, and I believe that it was necessary to point out that these claims have been made.
Yeah, but your video was still public, bro. When Ryan posted his response, your video was still public, and it was making, like, it was projecting that sentiment that Ryan was callous about Daniel's death. The guy who fucking found him, bro. Like, literally, this is like an angle where it's like, bro, like, the amount of fucking anguish that Ryan probably has experienced over his loss of Daniel, I can't even fucking imagine. Like, even if you have friends, I'm sure many people, unfortunately, it's relatively common. If you have friends who kill themselves, or even family members, stuff like that, you know, it's awful. But, like, to find them is another level, bro. That's because then it's like, what could I have done differently? You know what I mean? There's a lot to it, bro. So, yeah, Nick's he's rubbing me the wrong way, bro. Every time I react to Nick's responses, man, I, like, start getting pissed off. So, just be aware of that. I'm pissed.
and of course I wanted to follow that up with what Super Mega thought about those claims. After reporting on this story in both of my videos, I will say that I believe Daniel's suicide should not have been a part of the story told by Lex and Layden.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty, I think, common sense.
I do not think it was necessary information for anyone to include that in their personal story about Super Mega. I do not believe that means that I should ignore and disregard any mention of Daniel in my story, so I included it.
Yeah, so I would agree with them, actually. I brought up the same thing in my coverage. I brought up that Lex mentioned that that Matt said he was callous toward Daniel's death. Okay. I mentioned it because yes, it is reporting. The thing is Nick is like playing this game where it's like, my intention wasn't to destroy Super Mega. When that, like, dude, how much more obvious can it fucking get? Like, you called it Super Mega are horrible people. Anyway, whatever.
I will say I believe there is a difference between exploiting someone's suicide and including it as a part of someone's experience when making a video about the story.
Right. Okay, Nick. Yes. If anybody exploited this situation, exploited Daniel, it wasn't you, but you did amplify it. You know what I mean? Again, this is like the way that he took Matt's initial response so personally, right? Where literally, bro, in the Super Mega original response by Matt Watson, literally Matt takes fucking 5 or 10 seconds just to lightly say there are friends of Layton who are making videos. Nick has hung out with Layton, though he expressly denies being close friends with Layton. I think I can understand how, Matt would assume that because Ethan is online, is close friends with Layton. You know what I mean? But Nick took it so fucking personally in his response. He actually was seemingly pissed that Ryan would even do that mention at all in that video, when that is like the lightest little I've ever seen. Okay, he doesn't say Nick's name. He literally just shows the thumbnail in the video, like title. It's like the literal tiniest little slap, and he takes it so fucking personally, bro. Like Ryan, he's like framing it as though the entire reason that Ryan posted that response was just to undermine Nick. And it's like, Nick, it's not even like, I feel like you're making it more about you than it really is. Though, of course, Ryan does take aim at Nick. Let's not be fucking, ignorant here. Like, yes, Ryan clearly is pissed off at the way Nick covered it, obviously.
Sorry that I talked about Daniel in the video. I think it would have been worse for me to ignore it altogether, but I should have condemned Daniel in
Sorry, so this is his apology.
Part of someone's experience when making a video about the story. I'm sorry that I talked about Daniel and included that I should ignore and told by Lex and Layden. Used my name in his statement to try to discredit my story in the way I reported it further. In my video, I directly quoted what was being said in a story I was covering, and I believe that it was necessary to point out that these claims have been made. And of course, I wanted to follow that up with what Super Mega thought about those claims.
Right. Okay. Yes, he's referring to in his second response video. He basically, just stated plainly like, oh yeah, Super Mega claims this was a lie, that they didn't say this about Daniel.
After reporting on this story in both of my videos, I will say that I believe Daniel's suicide should not have been a part of the story told by Lex and Layden. I do not think it was necessary information for anyone to include that in their personal story about Super Mega. I do not believe that means that I should ignore and disregard any mention of Daniel in my story, so I included it. I will say I believe there is a difference between exploiting someone's suicide and including it as a part of someone's experience when making a video about the story.
Yes, Nick, we don't think you exploited the suicide. We do think that, your including it did serve to the prime goal, which was to cancel Super Mega. The prime goal of your video.
I'm sorry that I talked about Daniel in the video. I think it would have been worse for me to ignore it altogether, but I should have condemned it when it originally came up in Lex and Layden's story.
Really? Should have condemned it. Fair enough, I guess. What was the line that Nick said in the... I think most people would have handled this better, Nick. No, I'm just kidding.
Although I knew people personally involved in the story, I was still a third party who made this video summarizing Lex's story after it was posted, and I can firmly say that I had no part or decision in Daniel becoming a part of Lex or Layden's story. All of the videos about Super Mega that I talked about in my video were made before I even started scripting the story, and I think that the belief that I am heavily tied to the situation and that I brought
Wait a minute, sorry. What?
Lex's story and condemned it when it originally came up in Lex and Layden's story. Although I knew people personally involved in the story, I was still a third party who made this video summarizing Lex's story after it was posted, and I can firmly say that I had no part or decision in Daniel becoming a part of Lex or Layden's story. All of the videos about Super Mega that I talked about in my video were made before I even started scripting the story, and
There's only one video. Lex's video. Unless he's referring to the live stream, the 2 live streams by Morpie and Layton, which you didn't even react to. You just read it off of Reddit. You didn't watch them, clearly. So I don't even know why. There's only one video. It was Lex's video. Did you watch that one?
I think that the belief that I am heavily tied to the situation and that I brought Daniel's suicide up for no reason is wrong. Making claims that I used Ryan as a main point in my video or that I exploited his suicide for views on the Super Mega story.
I have not made that claim. I have not made that claim.
Makes it very obvious that Ryan really never watched anything that I made on the situation. If he did, he would see that all mentions of Daniel in my video were quoted from himself, Matt, Lex, or Layden. After Ryan released...
Actually, I think that Ryan did watch his video because it's like a direct quote. He just describes it basically as like a segue, like Nick segued into Daniel, into talking about Daniel. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I don't think that Ryan really framed it that badly or whatever. The real people that he clearly frames, you know, having brought this into the situation negatively were Lex and Layton. And I think Ethan is online, but yeah.
It's the statement, I do believe that this talking point, Lex or Layden. After Ryan released this statement, I do believe that this talking point, among a few others, has now been used as a way to make wild claims against me and others, deflecting the multiple horrible actions that Super Mega has made in order to spread the conspiracy that I made a hit piece on Matt and Ryan for attention and clout.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Like, once again, I don't think that Nick, this is my total statement, I do not think that Nick consciously decided I'm going to do this for clout, fame, whatever you want to say. I don't think that covering these situations is financially, I think it's horrible. I don't think there's any real financial incentive for Nick to do this. My thing is, again, his claimed stated goal was just to spread the message of his friend Lex, and he really, in my opinion, failed to do that. He failed to literally see through his prime motive, and by including, you know, the words of so many other people, by including a lot of, you know, obvious personal bias, which again is fair enough, but like now he's claiming, I guess, that he wasn't really, you know, trying to cancel Super Mega. No, bro, like that was your intent. Your intent was to cancel Super Mega. You just thought it was the right thing, and that it was like, you got the vibe that this is what Lex wants, you know? That's pretty much all. Anyway.
Even if it may have just been a few, I have seen multiple creators and artists on the internet publicly standing up for Super Mega and using the mention of Daniel to deny all of the accusations against Matt and Ryan.
Is this cap? Few artists and YouTubers are using it to... Is this cap? Is this projection? Like, is it because... Okay, I think I know what he's referring to. Anyway, okay, so yes, if we're looking at the response, iDubbbz puts a heart, Matt Watson, Modest Cube, of, you know, ex-Cow Shop employee, Trevor, very talented guy. James Miller is also, yeah, James Miller's a very talented guy. Damian Lee, okay, and I think that it was Anissa as well, I'm pretty sure, iDubbbz. Oh, Robert Ross. Yeah, Nisa Joma as well. So yeah, there are a handful. Oh, Nikki Jakey. No, that's not the real one. Yeah, sorry. There are a handful of people like just fucking sending hearts after Ryan basically said, like, you guys have reawoken a bunch of trauma for me. And I'm not sure if that's what Nick is seemingly claiming. Like, I think he's keeping it vague on purpose, because if he cites examples, they're very weak. Like, dude, like, if someone's friend or acquaintance is, you know, expressing this fucking feeling, if you empathize with them, like, is that saying, like, oh, you didn't fuck up the Super Mega situation? No, it's just dishonest. But, you know, I'm sure there's plenty that we could read into. There's like maybe some subtweeting type shit going on. I think that the big one, yeah, right. The big one was, right, Anissa Joma. This is something that Bedhead Bernie sent to me a while ago that I understood. And the second that I saw this, I think maybe Tom sent it to me, like the second it was said. Like literally, oh no, Tom quote tweeted it on Twitter. My bad. You didn't send it to me. He quote tweeted it on Twitter, and I just saw it, and I was like, oh, she's probably talking about Nick is not green. This is total speculation, but fuck it. Anissa tweeted this. She said, I hope content creators keep in mind other content creators are watching their actions online. You aren't just talking to your audience when you tweet. Just remember that. We won't forget. Tweet/post videos. Weird, interesting correction, because I do think she was subtweeting Nick is not green with that. Okay. And she tweeted this probably like 2 months ago now, something like that. I think right after Nick's response to Super Mega. And yeah, this is like levels of gossip and bullshit that I just don't care about. But, you know, I'm saying it, so obviously I guess I care. But the reason I'm saying it is because this could be what Nick is talking about, where it's like, you know, there's some shade being thrown from fucking Anissa. I come from, again, in like the commentary community, it's like, usually you just say your beef with people outright. Whereas in Nick's community, I think there's a lot more like, you know, little underhanded jabs and bullshit. Whatever. Yeah, just a reminder, by the way, if you have proof that this is fucking real, because this betrays, I genuinely think it's real, but I'm not 100% sure. This, if it's real, betrays, in my opinion, Nick's real intention with making the Super Mega video, at least one of his main intentions, which was excitement, enjoyment, feeling like, yes, I'm going to bring these guys to justice. This is a joke or a reference to, I believe, the Leighton situation where Leighton was not invited to a party with Super Mega, and so Nick's basically implying, like, I'm going to crash this party, Super Mega, before he dropped his video calling them horrible people. So it's clear, if this is real, that, to me at least, even just the video Nick released itself, it's pretty clear to me that, like, yeah, no, he was like, absolutely, he was trying to cancel them. The fuck? Like, I don't even know why this is a charade we're going through. Actually, I do know it's because he needs to save face. But yeah, this is a point where I just don't really trust this guy. But yeah, whatever.
I have seen creators who have firsthand experienced the backlash of telling a story as a victim online who are now backing up Super Mega as if they both didn't fully admit to covering up their friend and employee sexually assaulting another one of their friends.
Right. That could be Anissa as well. Anissa got so much heat for what? For like having an OnlyFans? But she has also talked about being, I believe, assaulted in the past, and people have, you know, given her shit for that. So like, it could be Anissa subtweet. It doesn't matter. Who cares? But I'm just trying to understand it to get context for what the fuck he's referring to.
There is verifiable proof that after Super Mega finally let Don go, they didn't tell their fans the reasoning for firing him after weeks of questions about his disappearance from the channel.
Right. So once again, this is a claim that's just, Lex states that she was trying to keep the Don situation low-key, under wraps, and that is proven. That's known. So Nick is quite literally saying that Super Mega should have made at least something about this public without, you know, taking into consideration what Lex wanted. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, we'll see what Lex says, though. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that, but yeah, we'll see.
There is also evidence that Don asked people publicly about housing in Los Angeles, and that Super Mega fans offered places for Don to stay, under the impression that he was still on good terms with Super Mega, and definitely under the impression that he was not a sex offender. There's evidence...
Right. Okay, and I see what he's saying. this is an interesting critique because he's basically saying like, Matt and Ryan, you should have hounded Dawn, basically, and like made sure that he was completely cut, like just like done. You know what I mean? Like in the sense, not just like you guys cut him off, but like you, Matt and Ryan, you needed to like outwardly be like, do not fucking deal with Dawn. You know what I mean? Like you needed to let fans that were offering him a place to stay know, like, don't fucking do that. The thing is though, is that it's clear that Matt had this in mind. At least he didn't think that deep into it, but he had it in mind. At least his intention clearly didn't seem to fucking be to cover it up, because he very verifiably shows that he notified Rubber Ross, Ninja, whatever you want to call him, Rubber Ninja, to not associate with Dawn, because Dawn was gonna go basically on Rubber Ross's show, and had literally reached out and said, don't do that. So yeah, Nick is being intellectually dishonest, and it's not, in my opinion, at this point, he's had enough time. It's not a situation where it's like, oh, he's misinterpreting. He maybe doesn't remember the video. Like, no, if you're making this video, you should have known exactly what you're referring to. And he does. I think he does. I think this is just dishonest.
Evidence that Ryan was publicly liking Don's tweets weeks after he was let go for assaulting someone at Matt's house.
Right. So the tweets thing is something that you could definitely say is like, okay, it's a signal he's sending to Don. You know what I mean? Where it's like, maybe we don't have a problem with you. Thing is though, when, again, I just, like, when you only leave it, like, I kind of just talk down what he was just saying, if that makes sense. When you only leave it at like he liked tweets from Dawn, it becomes a little bit weaker. Though, sure, yeah, you can say like, yeah, you should have been liking tweets, but I don't know, man. Is liking tweets like an overt endorsement? In my mind, no. I used to like tweets just to catalog shit because I didn't know that bookmarks exist. Anyway.
Ryan has admitted to sexting fans he met online and has agreed that his actions are not worthy of the platform he has.
Right. That was an adult, right? That was, I believe, an adult that he was sexting. He does not include that information. Fair enough, though. Doesn't have to. But, yeah, that was something that Ryan owns. Yeah.
Fans he met online and has agreed that assaulting someone at Matt's house. Ryan has admitted to sexting fans he met online and has agreed that his actions are not worthy of the platform he has. It is embarrassing, the kind of people that have been standing publicly with Super Mega when it has been very clear that they are not above denouncing the hate that Lex is receiving because of things they said in their videos.
Interesting. They're not above... They're above denouncing the things. Fuck, I need to hear it again.
Kind of people that have been standing publicly with Super Mega when it has been very clear that they are not above denouncing the hate that Lex is receiving because of things they said in their videos.
They're not above denouncing the things that have been said. Okay. So now Matt and Ryan have an obligation to denounce the people who are, looking into Lex's story, or like literally, you know, implicating Lex or whatever. I feel like they both pretty explicitly in their response videos said, please do not harass Lex. Please do not harass Lex. I feel like they literally conceded a lot. So now you're saying that they need to make a statement to condemn that again? I mean, all right. Nick's basically saying like Matt and Ryan are not bending over backwards to, you know, defend Lex. They made their fucking responses, like what the fuck? And they even said don't harass her in those. So like, yeah, I just keep being like gobsmacked that these are the arguments, man. Like, fascinating.
Regardless of Layden's role in the story, Matt and Ryan will not stop anyone from claiming that everything that happened in Lex's story was a lie.
They won't stop them? Like, what the fuck do you think they can do? I mean, certainly it would be more indicative of, I guess, a camaraderie, or a like they're going, I guess, bending over backwards to support Lex, maybe, if they said that. But I don't think them saying that would really help Lex in the slightest, because they've already said it. They have literally already said it. Even in Ryan's response, he said, this isn't about Lex's essay. I mean, yeah.
Matt and Ryan are well aware of how their audience is responding to this. They see how dishonest the claims are about Lex, myself, and many others.
What are the dishonest claims about you, you fucking little guy? What are the dishonest claims? Did we just go over them? Fuck, man. The way that this guy articulates information is actually very difficult to deal with, because he's speaking vaguely, if that makes any sense. And I'm trying to be specific. Fuck. Basically the claims about Daniel. Nick basically denied that he used Daniel against Matt and Ryan, which is okay, fair enough. I don't think that was the original claim. Like, do I have to? Okay, I'll fuck it. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. This is getting just levels of confusing that I just fuck. Anyway, let's see exactly what he said about Nick. It was claimed by multiple people that Matt and I didn't care about suicide. Okay. In a now deleted Twitch live stream, Leighton Stollard stated he would make the actual act of Daniel's suicide. This is Matt, the punchline of discussing jokes. Nick, in a video that was uploaded to his YouTube channel, where he uses a random post from a fan on the Super Mega subreddit as a segue to talk about Daniel, while also highlighting the claims Leighton and Lex made. Is that it? Dude, there's no confusion here, I feel like. He's just trying to make it seem like this is framed. He's trying to basically make it seem like this was worded maliciously, when what he really means, and what he is saying as well, is like the intention was malicious. Like, he did not word it in a way that implicates Nick. It's not a lie, not even remotely a lie. But Nick's basically saying, like, this sentiment, what Ryan wanted from posting this, was to get people to brigade Nick, Lex, and Leighton. Which might be true, bro. We just don't fucking know. And there's not really any indicators to say that, like, we know his intention at all. There's not really any indicators. The only indicator he's giving is the lack of Ryan and Matt publicly stating, like, that you shouldn't be talking about Lex, or you shouldn't be doubting her story. That's not evidence. That's literally the absence of evidence, if that makes sense. Nick was and still is the only one of them to publicly address things after the release of our videos. That's crazy. These are the only statements that Ryan makes about Nick, but Nick seems to be making it entirely about himself. This guy's cooked. Ooh, man, I don't even know. I'm actually gobsmacked. I didn't expect it like this. Anyway. All right. Nick, in a video that was uploaded to his channel, used a random post from a fan on the Super Mega subreddit as a segue to talk about Daniel, while also highlighting the claims Leighton and Lex made. And then he says, Nick was and still is the only one of them to publicly address things after the release of our videos. This guy's dishonest. Straight up. That's fucking... That tells me a lot. That tells me a lot. What an interesting tell, bro. Fascinating. Fascinating. Like, I understand the sentiment is that Nick is lumped in with these people as someone who weaponized the suicide. I don't believe I claimed that. But my claim was that he absolutely was trying to cancel Super Mega. Like, this is the cope. This is the separation, okay? Nick reported on the Daniel thing. And maybe he didn't explicitly use that as a weapon against Matt and Ryan. I mean, it's kind of implied it's used as a weapon when you fucking literally make a video called Super Mega are horrible people, and you... Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and... So what the fuck was I even saying? I don't fucking know, dude. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Should I just give up? Should I just give up? Because I feel like I'm the only one trying. I feel like I'm the only one trying to understand this shit, for real. I'm not unbiased, though. Don't let that confuse you. Everyone's got biases, but yeah. And I'm certainly not a fan of Nick. That bias was formed through his content, like, you know, seeing him make such flagrant statements. But, you know, it still exists, so be aware of that. Nick is one of those people that only cares about looking good versus actually doing good. That's the vibe I'm getting. Which, I'm not going to cap, bro. A lot of these PMC types, which I use the term PMC, professional managerial class. What I mean by that is basically like, you know, like, it's like a liberal who, you know how like in companies, where they like put the pride flag during Pride Month, but then they'll have like, you know, in countries where being gay isn't allowed, they just won't put the pride flag. Like, it's just a complete, it's not like it really any kind of a real deep, you know, sentiment or whatever. It's just like, we are trying to represent ourselves as best as we can. And a part of that is seeming pious or seeming like we are caring about social issues, stuff like that. That's what I mean when I talk about PMC. It's more about projection of caring than actually caring, if that makes sense. And I say PMC because a lot of managers, that is kind of how it works, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you go into certain corporate management, right? There's like this air of like, there's this unspoken secret where it's like, yeah, guys, we do care about these social issues, absolutely. But the unspoken part is like, only insofar as it benefits the company. You know? That's, in my view, Nick's affinity to truth. Like, yeah, we care about the truth. Only insofar as it'll, you know, propel our fucking whatever intended perception, you know what I mean? Yeah, please don't conflate anything I'm saying with Lex, okay? I feel like of all people, it's been pretty damn obvious that I am the most critical of Nick. I feel this is the type of guy that deserves a lot of the heat, okay? And so when he tries to conflate him getting a lot of harassment with Lex getting a lot of harassment, whatever, that's annoying to me because it's like, Nick, you are literally a public individual, you know what I mean? You should know this would happen. You knew that would happen to Super Mega when you made your fucking video. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, yeah, I don't give a fuck for you, Nick. You're not a victim. That's something that I've been stating overtly. He is trying to paint himself as a martyr or a victim in this situation where, as he states himself, he was just trying to report. Yeah, okay. You're just trying to report. As a reporter, you did a dog shit job, okay? If I were to try and defend or amplify the message of my friend who was assaulted, I would not be making statements like, of course I don't care about the facts. It's my friend. I would be taking the facts and trying to understand them and relay them as best as I can in order to best represent my fucking friend. So again, on every fucking metric, on every level, Nick has failed his fucking friend and failed his stated intention. Every fucking part of it. You guys can tell I'm getting pissed off. I gotta just run through this, bro. I'm literally like, I'm like an old man yelling at the fucking like school bus that's already 300 yards away. Nick doesn't give a fuck. But he made the video, so he cares a little bit at least. He really did not need to make this video, so respect for that, I guess, you know?
They can say they care about lifting Lex's voices up, and they can say that they are sorry about what they did to her, but it has become very obvious that they do not care how their audience is responding to this.
Right, he is saying that based on the fact that Matt and Ryan haven't reiterated, because again, they already said this, reiterated that people should stop, you know, harassing or talking about Lex or whatever.
I invite people who are watching my video, who are fans of my channel, to read the comments and really think about how this should be handled. We are currently...
Yes, please don't fucking harass these people. I hope that's a given. Especially with a situation as messy and fucked up and with allegations like this. Yeah, it's just not worth it, bro. Like, I think I said that in the last Clips channel video where it's like, don't fall into the hysteria, okay? Don't fall into the hysteria. Sure, watch my videos, whatever, but don't, like, you know, be trying to fucking seek justice in the comment section or whatever.
Watching the repeat offense of thousands of people clawing for reasons to defend a YouTube. Fans of my channel to read the comments and really think about how this should be handled. We are currently watching the repeat offense of thousands of people clawing for reasons to defend a YouTuber they like or a friend that they have in their life. And I am sure that many of you are still unsure about how you feel after reading the countless comments of people calling me a liar and claiming that I posted about this situation in malice towards Super Mega.
How the fuck is he making this claim, dude? How about you show your audience the title and thumbnail of that video? The thumbnail literally says it's over. This guy just thinks he's just aware that his audience doesn't care enough to look at both sides or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, fuck off.
And so I want to briefly touch on some major comments being made about me and give you my thoughts. There are a lot of people theorizing the secret reasons that I must have...
You've been doing that, Nick. You've been giving us your thoughts and making it about you. So what the fuck are you saying now?
Had to make this video in bad faith to cancel Super comments being made about me and give you my thoughts. There are a lot of people theorizing the secret reasons that I must have had to make this video in bad faith to cancel Super Mega. And I think a lot of them are very dumb arguments.
Okay. This is good. Let's hear it. The big one is like the scorned fan that Tom was basically saying. I don't fully buy into that either, but it's possible, whatever.
One claim that I continue to see being made is that I capitalized on a suicide for clout.
He's just going to fucking fixate and focus on this because it's the thing that people would be morally outraged. Like, you know, all right, Nick. Okay, enough.
Daniel was far from the main thing I talked about in my video and was not a major part of the story at all in any way.
True,
if
Nick.
you watched any of the videos, you would agree with that.
Yep.
The claim that I am capitalizing on anything in these videos is also an argument that is very obviously being done in bad faith.
Why? Okay, let's hear.
Cover stories on the internet 3 times a week as my job. I covered Super Mega's story in 2 different videos, neither of which were monetized or advertised on because I did not feel that was appropriate for me to profit on a story like this.
Yes. Okay. Again, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what he's talking about with other people. I don't know what other people he's talking about because there's not that many people covering this. I don't know if this is even, I'm not claiming he watched my videos. I don't think he watched very many of these videos at all. Okay, I don't think he's a thorough man in that sense. I don't even think he watched Tom's video, whatever. But yeah, I don't think I ever claimed that he did it for money. No. I think I've pretty overtly stated, like, there's no real financial incentive to fucking make this. But yes, there absolutely can be a perception motivation of, like, you know, I'm seeking justice. Or even, yeah, like, social credibility. You can be known as, like, the guy who defends people from, you know, like powerful creators or whatever, right? A man of the people. Anyway, I don't think at all, as a financial decision, horrendous and absolutely not a motivation for Nick to make those videos. Again, though, with things like fucking this, it's like, yeah, no, there's like enjoyment too. Enjoying, feeling like, fuck yeah, all right, we're going to tear down these pieces of shit, which I think Nick thinks they're pieces of shit. I think he's not lying about that. That's a good motivator, honestly. I don't know if you've ever, maybe this is a self-report on me, but I think this is a universal thing. Have you ever been with your friends and one of your friends brings up some guy that you kind of know but don't really know, and the friend's like criticizing them, and then you're just like, yeah, fuck them. Or like if if your friend just gets out of a relationship or something, you know what I mean, and you're just like trying to console them or like, you know, be like have their back, then you can just be like, no, fuck that, you know, your ex was did wrong by you, whatever. There is like a certain level of enjoyment you get from just like, fuck them, dude. You know what I mean? We're in this together. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever. Let's just see what Nick has to say. I'm a little bit incoherent. I'm a little bit of a fucking, you know, but whatever. God bless you guys for sticking around.
I didn't make any money reporting on this story, and
I believe you.
My only objective for posting about it was to talk about a story that I felt was important.
Only objective reporting on it was to talk about a story I thought was important. On a technical level, I don't think I can disagree with that, because you word it very carefully, I think. Your only objective was to talk about a story that was important to you. Yeah. Okay. That's a better claim than your original claim, I think, which was that you only wanted to lift Lex's story. Those are different claims. Not totally different, but technically different, you know? I'm a fucking nerd, dude. I'm a fucking nerd. Oh, shit. Anyway, I'll show you. Anyway.
So a few days ago, I made a video about a friend of mine by the name of Lex, putting out a video about her experience with Super Mega and 2 of their employees, including a sexual assault that took place at Matt Watson's house. I would watch that video first, if you haven't, or else this one's not going to really make that much sense. Again, this is going to be a video that's not...
Craig, thank you for letting me know. That's actually respect to Nick. Respect to him for... I mean, obviously he's just not trying to hide any of this. This is all out in the open. You know what I mean? He's obviously, in my opinion, manipulating his fucking framing of the situation in his response video, but, you know, he's not deleting comments or fucking trying to necessarily hide the unlisted videos.
Normal kind of stuff we talk about, but I did talk about on Saturday how I was going to make a follow-up to this video, and I want to stick to my word. So let's talk about it. Since my last video, a response from Super Mega and one of their employees has come out, and the public perception of this story is much different than it was a couple days ago.
Okay, you know what? I should just stop watching this because it's going to piss me off.
Not only that, but my personal coverage of the story has caused Matt and several of his fans to say false things about me. So I want to clear up some questions and comments that have been thrown my way and try to address them in a way that I personally think is fair. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video is that on Matt Watson's response video, he claimed that close friends of Layden were suddenly using Lex's video to capitalize off of her story.
A lot of people, mainly Layden and his close friends, have used this as an opportunity to capitalize off of what was initially someone's story of sexual assault.
Right. Okay, so Matt does say they use it to capitalize. Which I don't think Matt means necessarily like financially gain. I just think that he means like literally you capitalize on it, which is actually pretty true, bro. Like, again, capitalizing on something doesn't have to mean like you make money off of it. I don't understand exactly. You can capitalize on fucking pretty much anything that happens, right? You can capitalize on like if someone gets out of a relationship, if you're into someone and they just exited a relationship and they're like down bad, there are people who capitalize on that, you know, that they need a validation for a rebound, whatever. You know what I mean? Anyway, doesn't matter. Whatever. Nick can feel however the fuck he wants to feel. I'm a nerd emoji.
Used this as an opportunity to capitalize off of what was initially someone's story of sexual assault. It seems like the story lost its plot and quickly devolved into a dogpile.
Which is facts.
On me and Ryan.
And because of this, I want to be clear about why I made this video. I said it in the first video, and I'll say it again. I wanted Lex's story to be told. That's my priority. I was never once told by Layden to make a video in any of the situation. I've had zero contact with him. I am not a close friend of Layden's. I've only hung out with him a couple of times, and it was always in a social setting. And when Lex...
Yes, okay.
was preparing her story, I was given permission by her to cover it. It was never something that I suggested to Lex, but when she mentioned it, I decided to share her story because she's a friend of mine.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. I'm a little bit confused now. I'm so stupid. I'm a little bit confused now why he's framing it the way he is. Jesus Christ. This is tough. Christ.
And my only objective for posting about it was to talk about a story that I felt was important.
Right. My only objective for posting about it was to talk about a story I thought was important. Okay. So I do think he means basically what he said in the original video, though it's worded a little bit more carefully maybe. Again, that's me assuming that he's wording it carefully, but I don't believe that was actually his only intention, to raise Lex's voice. I think that part of his intention, whether he is aware of it or not, was to cancel Super Mega. He was aware of it, bro. Like, he's aware he wanted to cancel them, bro. Like, I mean, what the fuck is this? Why are we playing this charade? But yeah, like, in terms of supporting Lex, though, I think that there is a deeper psychological reason. He wanted to feel like a hero, a fucking, you know, whatever you want to say. So, yeah.
The reason people are calling me a liar is because they think that I'm friends with Layden and that this was a part of his plan to cancel Super Mega. I didn't talk to Layden about making this video about Super Mega. I didn't even know that Layden was going to speak out about Super Mega when I started scripting my video about Lex's story. I am not friends with Layden. I do not hang out, and I have never conspirized with him against Super Mega. And if you ask anybody that I know in real life, you'd know that I don't like Layden. I have had negative
What? I don't like Layden. Why the fuck? Why the fuck did you include that guy then, bro? Why the fuck didn't you include that information in your original video, dude? Wow. That's crazy. You don't like him and you have had negative interactions with him. What the fuck? Damn, dude. Layden? Bro. That guy is he's literally getting sent to the fucking cornfields, bro. He's getting sent into the ether. That boy's getting banished to the shadow realm. That's the fall guy. That's the real fucking fall guy, dude. Holy shit. And I mean, again, I understand why. Like, he's not blameless, but holy shit, the amount of heat that this guy's getting placed on his head. Craziness. Fucking hell. Wow. And I believe Nick. Everything he's saying here is true. Like, I think he's being, you know, smart in that he's mainly addressing the shit that he can dispute. Pretty smart tactic, you know what I mean? He's controlling the info that he's, like, addressing, right? So, yeah.
Interactions with Layden in the past, yet I still reported on his word because he was a reputable source as someone who previously worked with Super Mega and was let go.
That's why. Yeah, he's basically saying, I included his word because he contributed to the prime narrative, which we were pushing, specifically Nick was pushing, which is like, Super Mega should be canceled. They don't deserve a platform. I don't think there's any mystery around this.
I came to find out that Layden was not a reputable source at all, and I covered that in my follow-up video about Super Mega. The claims Layden made were not at all accurate, and I regret not denouncing them even more than I did in my previous video. I am sorry that I did not
Yeah, that's true. In his response video, he very, very, very lightly, you know, kind of walked back Layden's talking points, and Nick has some real fucking horrendous talking points in that video. Like, Nick on the defense, it's clearly not his strong suit, because yeah, there's a lot of elements you could criticize in all of his responses so far.
Spell more of what Layden said specifically in his video about Super Mega, but I can now say that Layden did nothing but hurt Lex's story, and I think if given the chance, Lex would say the same.
Yeah, Lex has pretty much said the same. An important detail to know, though, is that Lex did, according to Lex, she claimed this, Lex did try to Lex did encourage Layton to talk about his, situation with Super Mega. Though, of course, Lex assumed Layton was being honest, right? So, yeah.
Regardless of her personal feelings on Layton, people comment, insult, and degrade these stories as though this means that everything reported is completely invalid. I know that people will
I've definitely not done that.
Continue to relentlessly claim otherwise, but I do not have any ulterior motive for my videos made on Super Mega.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused the way it's being. You did want to cancel them, is my claim. But yes, okay, I understand he can't fucking make a video being like, yeah, I kind of got caught up in the, the excitement of it a little bit. Maybe I got a little bit blinded. I was busy. I'm sure there's many reasons he could give and whatever. But, yeah, it makes a lot more sense for him to just stay the course. Like, no, I had virtuous intentions purely. Trust.
I do not have any reason to want them to get canceled, nor do I think they should.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. He's literally lying. This guy's such a... Dude, it's crazy because it is possible, like, he might really believe himself. Like, this is like levels of cope. It's fucking wild. This is bad. As a commentator, you should not watch, or you should really be skeptical of commentators who will so willingly lie to themselves, okay? We don't actually know, obviously, if people lie to themselves, but like all we have to go off of is what they publicly claim. And if Nick believes this claim he's making, he is lying to himself, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Suffer non-existence from the internet because of this situation. I completely my videos made claim otherwise, but I do not have any ulterior motive for my videos made on Super Mega. I do not have any reason to want them to get canceled, nor do I think they should suffer non-existence from the internet because of this situation. I completely leave the fate of whether or not Super Mega decides to be on the internet in their own hands. There's obviously a large group of people.
Of course. I mean, dude, the people who cancel others don't even have the power to do that. Like, that's not what canceling someone is. Anyway, whatever. And I'm pretty sure that he does say in his first video that they don't deserve the platform. Let's just see.
To just how much effort victims have to put into their story in order to, I guess, alleviate some of the fear that their story will not be taken seriously. This is, of course, something that happened to Lex in the past and something that followed her into this situation where, unfortunately, Matt and Ryan didn't only drop the ball, but I don't even know what word I have to like explain what kind of people we are talking about here. These are people who have worked with a lot of the creators that you guys know and love. These are people who have had the power to have an audience that was as tight-knit as Super Mega's audience. They had a lot of people who had their back through a lot of shit that Super Mega went through. And to have all of that turn into so many people being disrespected, so many boundaries being crossed, I'm going to follow the story. I'm going to talk about what Matt and Ryan say.
So that's another kind of interesting aspect of it where our friend here, he's claiming basically that he didn't try to cancel Super Mega. Again, I don't like, okay, if we just accept that, like that claim, why in this response is he mentioning that other creators have shown support to Ryan when he talked about how the Daniel situation being brought up has caused him trauma? Why is Nick like almost shaming or like, you know, kind of implying there is something wrong with other creators showing Ryan support when he is, you know, claiming to be negatively affected by this situation? And the reason is, a big part of his goal with making this video was not to deplatform them necessarily, to literally like isolate them, to make people stop working with them. This is literally what canceling someone fucking is. You know what I mean? In my mind, deplatforming is a different level of it, but to like imply that creators should not be working with Super Mega, they're horrible, horrible people, like literally the video. Dude, again, and literally in his newest video, he is basically implying like you should not be working with these guys. How is that different from canceling anyone? It's not. That's what canceling is.
People who still support Super Mega and are willing to watch them online, so I don't think it is a problem for them when it comes to being canceled.
Yes, this is something I said in my first video on this situation on my Clips channel. I literally state, no, I think Super Mega will be fine. I think that this is like not good for them, absolutely, but like, no, they can still, when it comes to YouTube and stuff like this, usually you cancel yourself by not uploading, right? Or just uploading really badly, or being deplatformed. Deplatforms where it's like, oh yeah, you actually just got destroyed. But in situations like this, no, you just have to keep uploading and you'll be okay. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
They even still have their Patreon up and are asking people to subscribe for content that happened before they got canceled. And Don, the person who actually sexually assaulted Lex, continues to have a Patreon as well. But based off their reaction and the way that they turned the narrative on their...
That has nothing to do with Matt and Ryan, but yes, he's right. Don still is making money, I guess.
friend who was assaulted in Matt's house. I fully believe that Matt and Ryan support the conspiracy that Lex's video is nothing but a hit piece on them to ruin their career. Another claim being made about me is that I made my video about
That's fascinating. Because that's a big claim, what he's just made. That's a big claim. That might be easy to gloss over. Look, the reason I'm being nerdy about this shit, trust me, it's not because I want to be talking about this so long. It is because this is a very, very loaded video. And I'm trying, like, every time he fucking takes a shotgun and he shoots 100 BBs, or the shrapnel, whatever, I'm trying to, like, pick up all the fucking little pieces of shrapnel. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Which is very nerd emoji, but fuck it, you're here. So he is claiming that Matt and Ryan believe that Lex basically I guess didn't care about the essay, or they don't believe the essay. Like, this is his claim. Like, Matt and Ryan are rape apologists, or that they tried to cover it up, and that they don't believe Lex's story, I guess. But let's just see. Because he doesn't say that explicitly. I'm trying to fucking say, you know what I mean?
There's obviously a large group of people who still support Super Mega and are willing to watch them online, so I don't think it is a problem for them when it comes to being canceled. They even still have their Patreon up and are asking people to subscribe for content that happened before they got canceled. And Don, the person who actually sexually assaulted Lex, continues to have a Patreon as well. But based off their reaction and the way that they turned the narrative on their friend who was assaulted in Matt's house, I fully believe that Matt and...
They turned the narrative on their friend who was assaulted in Matt's house. What a weirdly loaded statement. Wow. The only context where Matt and Ryan, you could say, turned the narrative on them is literally just Ryan releasing his recent post, where he just is honest, seemingly, that he was deeply bothered by the fact that Daniel was brought up, and like that he's being fucking posed as like a guy who didn't care about that. It's possible. It's possible Nick's right. What I am saying is that his evidence for being right, it's literally just vibes. It's literally just vibes and having a victim complex. Him having it, a victim complex. Yeah, anyway, Jesus fuck. Can't believe how loaded a fucking 20-minute video can be, bro. Tom made it sound like it was fucking cut and dry.
Actually sexually assaulted Lex continues to have a Patreon as well. But based off their reaction and the way that they turned the narrative on their friend who was assaulted in Matt's house, I fully believe that Matt and Ryan support the conspiracy that Lex's video is nothing but a hit piece on them to ruin their career.
Yeah. He's basically claiming, like, he thinks Matt and Ryan do not believe Lex, They don't believe her that she was assaulted because he literally said that Matt and Ryan did nothing. That Lex's video was nothing but an attempt to cancel them. Wow. We're talking about good and bad faith. This guy is the guy claiming to expect good faith interpretation from Matt and Ryan. Wow. I didn't realize the levels of this shit, man. This is just... Yeah. And again, I think he believes himself. People can be very confused, bro. Especially, honestly, if you smoke weed on a daily basis, okay? It can be easy to kind of get a little bit lost in the sauce, okay? I'm not saying if you smoke weed, you're lost in the sauce. It's just a lot easier to get lost in the sauce if you're, you know, high every day. I don't know if Nick's high every day. I know he smokes weed in, like, his fucking music videos and stuff. But, yeah. I'm just trying to understand, like, wow. Anyway.
Canceled. They even
Can't believe it. This is the 4th time I'm listening to this because it's so amazing to me.
and still have their Patreon up and are asking people to subscribe for content that happened before they got canceled. And Don, the person who actually sexually assaulted Lex, continues to have a Patreon as well. But based off their reaction and the way that they turned the narrative on their friend who was assaulted in Matt's house, I fully believe that Matt and Ryan support the conspiracy that Lex's video is nothing but a hit piece on them to ruin their career. Another claim being made about me is that I made my video about Super Mega for clout and attention. If you look at my channel, especially...
That's possible. I wouldn't say that might be at play. Okay? Again, not consciously. I'm not really claiming this guy's very sinister. If he was sinister, he would have done a lot of shit differently. But sometimes people who are you know, are blind or whatever to their own intentions or whatever are way more dangerous than people who are consciously aware, you know what I mean? The blind leading the blind, that's a statement for a good reason. You need to be careful.
Right before I made my videos on Super Mega, you'll see that I don't need or want clout or attention from them. My TikTok drama audience does not overlap with a dying Let's Play channel.
Oh, dude, I love it. Yes, Nick. Get us the tea, bro. Give us the tea. I love this shit. I like when he's spiteful because it's like, there it is. There it is. The little bite. Nick, yes. Let's see your teeth, bro. I want to see your teeth.
And when I initially posted these videos about Super Mega, as expected, they did not perform as well as my normal videos.
That's actually cap. Your first video on Super Mega performed pretty much as well as your normal videos, if not a little bit better. So yeah, your response did not, but you said in your first video that you would be covering the situation again, and you stuck true to your word, which is good. Respect. You know, you made a response to a situation that you helped blow up. Okay. But yeah, again, I don't like the clout and attention thing. It wouldn't be about clout and attention from your audience or whatever. Maybe a little bit, like your audience is like, oh, respect Nick for covering this. But like other creators, you know, respect from other creators from a community, you know, looking at you and be like, oh, yes, Nick's doing the right thing. Fuck yeah. Which again, I think he did think he was doing the right thing. But yeah.
I wasn't making money off the videos, and there was no reason to believe that these videos would somehow help my career.
Is that true? Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true.
Most of the attention that I've gotten on those videos has been from people harassing me after being sent to my channel by Ryan and by other YouTubers who are making 3-hour rants about why Lex's experience getting assaulted is a lie made up.
Who the fuck is he referencing? YouTubers doing 3-hour rants talking about Lex's thing being a lie. He claims Ryan is sending people to Nick's channel to harass him. Am I supposed to feel bad for this guy? Sincere question. Am I supposed to fucking feel bad for this guy? Because he is literally... I can't believe it, dude. This is like, this is just, I just don't want to fucking, this story always just, anyway, whatever, I'm covering it, I just gotta stop bitching, but like, the amount of fucking victimization of himself. What the fuck do you think you do for a living, dumbass? Seriously. What exactly were you imagining would happen when you released your video on Super Mega? You didn't think you were potentially sending harassment to Super Mega? I know he states in his video that his intention is not to send harassment to them, but so do Matt and Ryan. So Nick's reading in between the lines of what Matt and Ryan's intentions are. He's reading in between the lines because he doesn't actually have evidence. But then when people read in between the lines of what he's doing, that's fucked up. Yeah, no, this guy, yeah, I don't respect him. I definitely don't respect his content. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I don't fucking know this guy. But, you know, the way he's representing himself online, not a fan. Fair enough. I don't think he cares.
For attention. I am absolutely not a stranger to hate campaigns like this. I have dealt with months of hate following my coverage on stories like Sneeko or Gus Johnson, both situations where I was harassed endlessly for uplifting the voices of victims who are attacked just like this.
This is fascinating because it's, again, I can't speak to the Abelina Sabrina because I don't fully understand it exactly, but with Sneeko, it's not a matter of you're just uplifting stories, you actual liar. I'm just going to call you a liar now because that is just false. You were not just lifting a story. You actually were creating the story, which, like, it's true, what Sneeko was claiming against Chad. And you were literally trying to deplatform him. That's the most high level of cancellation. You were literally trying to cancel Sneeko. Fair enough. Fair enough. You can do that, dude. I don't know, whatever. Fuck, you think I'm not very sympathetic to Sneeko, let's just put it like that. But the fact that he's so seemingly dishonest about his intention, and he's saying that the Sneeko situation is the same as this, his intention. What the fuck is the charade, bro? It's just cope.
It's a never-failing pattern that every time a victim speaks up, their words are dissected and ripped apart by people who want to find any reason to believe that the creator they love is not deeply flawed.
I agree with this sentiment that he's saying, where you can't have a perfect victim, basically, is like a thing I've heard said, and I actually agree. Specifically with the 2Mad stuff, right? Again, I'm not going to make any definitive claims or whatever, but like, there are elements of that story that definitely do make 2Mad look better, right? Or good, right? Of course, situations are nuanced. But I think it is still important to, you know, at the very least do a little bit of due diligence to make sure basically that, you know, you aren't literally spreading very clear, obvious misinformation. Or if you are going to try to cancel somebody, that you're aware of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's true, though. But yeah, Nick, you're not a victim. Yeah.
Personally do believe that there were a lot of missteps they love is not deeply flawed.
This is true. Yeah, but here's the thing. Most people are deeply flawed. Let's just be clear, okay? And so attributing malice, which is what Nick's original video did, attributing malice to people's, you know, actions or whatever, it's difficult. And if you're going to do it, you should cite some evidence, you know? at least try to, or at least be able to back it up decently, which in my opinion, Nick fails to do. Whatever.
I personally do believe that there were a lot of missteps that were taken when speaking out about Matt and Ryan.
Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, of course. Why, like, obviously.
I think that Lex's video was long and that she spoke about her experience emotionally because of everything that happened to her and the way that her life seemingly fell apart after being sexually assaulted by a friend of hers.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think that she's in the wrong for that, regardless of the way that people use that as a way to discredit her story.
No, I never did that. I've never done that. I know it's like I'm using this as a mirror for myself to see, like, did I fuck up in how I covered this? You know what I mean? I know he's not talking to me, but like, I'm just thinking, and I definitely acknowledge Lex's thing was long, and I acknowledge that like it felt like more of a rant, but I didn't, you know, use that to discredit her or whatever the fuck. I think what he's implying is that people using aspects of Lex's story against her is bad, but like, I don't know. She said them, you know what I mean? Like, she said them publicly. Like, people are gonna fucking analyze them. I don't know. This is just weird.
I also believe that I could have done a better job in reporting this story. I was told by people close to me that these things happened with Matt and Ryan, and I would agree with my initial reaction claiming that they are horrible people.
Okay. Did I fucking ask? Like, I think that's pretty obvious.
I believe looking back that this title was reactionary, and I disagree with using the specific language in my initial video.
Okay, yeah, you can disagree with using that initial language, but that initial language betrayed your true intention, which was to cancel Super Mega and potentially to gain a level of enjoyment in tearing down, you know, this big bad channel that has abused your friends, right?
And I'm sorry for that. I do not think...
Cool. I don't care really if you're sorry or whatever. You, like, to me, it's like, you don't need to apologize to me, bro. Like, Lex is probably the one you fucked over the biggest. But, I guess his audience, yeah, maybe you should apologize because he, whatever. But, yeah, just, the big thing is, like, just learn from it, bro. Just, the fuck, with all this YouTube drama shit, it's like, what is really the point? Sometimes it really is pointless, but like ideally just learn from it. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Matt and Ryan are defined by this experience, nor do I think they are sorry for that. I do not think Matt and Ryan are defined by this experience, nor do I think they are incapable of learning from it and growing to be better examples for their audience.
But you still think they're horrible people? Okay. All right. All right. Fair enough. He can believe whatever.
I still stand by my initial opinions on Matt and Ryan's responses, and I don't believe they should be praised or defended as if they are innocent at all in this situation.
Okay. Yeah, so this is like, yes, okay, okay. Long-winded, it's not long-winded, but whatever. He basically is doubling down. He is doubling down. All right. Like, he's basically saying, I fucked up certain details. I wasn't super careful, but like the core of what I did and what I am intending to do, that's all G. You know what I mean? I stand by it. So that's effectively a double down. Once again, I feel like the reason he did make this video, again, this is me guessing, seems pretty obvious, was because his initial response to Ryan's, you know, post about Daniel was so reactionary that Nick looked very, like, you know, what would you say, callous, and it kind of stripped him of the high ground. This is seemingly a video to, you know, regain the high ground, or at least to just, yeah, maybe just honestly just say how he feels. I believe him. I believe him, except I don't think he's truthful with himself, but definitely his audience about, you know, his intentions of making that video. Anyway.
Matt Watson and Ryan McGee put their audience at risk and lied to the people who watched them because...
Says that again. That's just very interesting claim, in my opinion. Very disputable claim, but yeah.
They knew it would negatively affect their image.
Right, they knew, but Lex also was communicating to them that she wanted to keep it low key. This is what he's fucking leaving out, which she doesn't care about the truth in this context. Lex was communicating to Matt and Ryan that she wanted to keep the Don shit like low key.
If you do not agree with me on that, then I do not think that you should watch or consume my content.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I understood.
It is gross the way that people have claimed innocence for Matt and Ryan, and I hope
I have not done that.
all of you take a good look at the way everyone is reacting to this story before continuing to support the creators you watch and enjoy. None of this means that people should be attacking Lex and the people around her as if this was a proven, calculated attack to use Lex's assault as a way to cancel some YouTubers. It disappoints me that people who watch my channel would buy into the idea that I would risk my career and safety to ruin someone else's YouTube channel. Another claim that is being...
Oh, Nick, I mean... You did that. I don't think it was like you were evil intentions or whatever. I think you just thought you were doing the right thing. Like, you said yourself, you think these guys are horrible people. They probably don't deserve a platform. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever.
being made about me is that I made my initial video YouTube channel. Another claim that is being made about me is that I made my initial video without looking at the evidence or letting Super Mega speak about their side on the issue.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's fine to release... I fucking did it too. I think it's fine to release a video about allegations before people respond. Am I supposed to, like, wait for Super Mega to respond to Nick here? No. You can fucking do whatever. Nothing wrong with that. I do, however, I would subscribe to the idea that you did not watch Layton and Morpie's streams. Maybe Lex's, but I think you probably watched Lex's. Let's see.
If you know my channel, especially at that time, I was posting constantly and I was always trying to be the quickest one to get to a story.
Yeah, dumbass.
Followed up Lex's story and gave it a couple days to see what happened, and in that video I said that I would be immediately following up with a new video after Ryan and Matt give their response to the situation.
Yes, so he's basically admitting here, seemingly, that he treated Lex's very serious situation coming forth with a very fucking serious claim the same way that he was treating his dog shit, sludge, sewage content, TikTok drama content. I'm not missing anything. That's literally what he said, right? Maybe that's not what he said. Maybe that's just implied. Oh, I'm so fucking in the weeds. Holy shit, I'm autistic. Okay.
After they responded, I immediately scripted and put together my second video on the situation, which is even longer than the first video. I put it out a couple days later, and I was careful not to mince words on what Matt and Ryan thought about this controversy. I did not hide anything they said.
Right.
Since then, there have been constant claims that have been made, acting as if I never followed up on this situation.
Okay, again, I don't even know who the fuck's claiming this. You might just be talking about random commenters. I don't know. I just don't know.
Even though my video on their responses was even more detailed than the video I made about Lex's story.
That's facts. That's true. It should have been the other way around, fucking guy.
Regardless, almost every comment I've seen acts as if I've never reported on what happened after Matt and Ryan responded. So,
alright. But, it's known that you did that. I don't understand. Is he, I'm not sure exactly what he's implying. Oh, maybe he's saying, like, because it's, okay. Maybe he's saying because his, he's acknowledged that his coverage wasn't great. I think that's true. I think he did do that, yeah. Okay, maybe that's a legitimate critique. I'm not sure. Like, he's basically saying, like, I've already said all this shit before. I just need to do a response because you guys keep fucking hammering it at me. A part of that is probably because your video is still public, Nick. And Lex already, you know, didn't want it to be. But whatever. At this point, I'm very in the weeds. Someone fucking donated and I wanted to say thank you. Sorry. Thank you for the dono, my friend. Papo, thank you for the 2 bones. This is the Nick is Not Green event horizon. Yes, I'm going to end it very soon. I'm sorry. This is, like, obsessive at this point. This guy just makes me say a lot of things, man. I don't know. He's talented, honestly. He's really talented. In a way.
So much of the criticism I've received from making these videos has been from people who never took the time to watch any of the videos I made about the situation.
Yeah, it's definitely not the case of me.
situation, and it becomes increasingly more obvious that they took the word of people deflecting from the truth rather than actually watching all of the videos involved. You cannot watch a video from another creator, or even from Matt and Ryan claiming that I am a liar, without even watching the content that I made in the first place. That is the definition of attacking someone in bad faith, and I do believe...
My friends, you know what I'm going to do? Go to gokamerch.com and check out the Bad Faith merch line right here. Literally, I'm wearing it right now. Look at this shit. Go to collections. Boom. Bad Faith. Holy shit. Dude, everyone, you got to pick up this limited edition fucking... Literally, look at that shit. Bad Faith. It literally says on it, Goka represents Bad Faith. Pick up the Bad Faith shirt just to commemorate Nick's, you know... Fucking, I don't even know. We're all in this mess together. Yo, I love that. Thank you, Latchkey. That's actually a very wholesome way to put it for a non-wholesome situation. We're all in this mess together. That's actually like weirdly poetic. I like it. Okay, here. This is the Puppet Master t-shirt. I don't know if I gotta... Yeah. So yeah. Every time Nick says bad faith, you have to buy a t-shirt. Oh, put on the pink one. Oh, facts, yeah. So the pink one's actually limited time. It's available for a limited time because the supplier is actually, like, literally discontinuing their pink shirts, which is annoying, but yes. So if you want a pink version of the Memento Mori shirt, this is literally limited edition. It's going to go away. You can't ever get it again. It's, you know, pretty cool in my opinion. It's not gay unless you want it to be. But yes, okay, thank you, Nick, for that plug. God bless.
Believe that I looked at all of their videos and reported on them as accurately as I could.
Whoa!
That I made in the first place. That is the definition of attacking someone in bad faith.
I'm going to use, if I do a main channel video, I'm definitely going to use this quote because that's pretty fascinating. That is the definition of attacking someone in bad faith.
And I do believe that I looked at all of their videos and reported on them as accurately as I could. As I've always...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Said, I want the people who watch my videos to come to their own conclusion. Watch my videos on Super Mega, but also watch their videos and watch the videos of people constantly criticizing me and saying that I am acting in complete dishonesty. Now, if I were to go back and change any...
Again, I don't claim that. Not to make it, again, about myself. I'm just trying to, you know, understand who he's talking about.
I do think I should have waited until Matt and Ryan responded to everything before talking about it. In hindsight, that is a big mistake that I will not be making in the future, and I'm sorry for that. I like to report on news as quickly as I can, and I did so with both my videos in this case, but specifically with this story, I should have absolutely waited on a response by Super Mega and made one big video about it rather than separating both stories, and I am very sorry to everybody involved for making that mistake. I definitely need to take a look at my content and look at the way that I can impact other people as a result of telling my stories. This situation has told me that I need to take a lot more care when it comes to reporting these stories, and I will not make that mistake in the future.
Gang! Like, gang. Good outcome. Good ending. No? A little bit? Not fully. Yeah, it's true. A lot of people are getting harassed, I guess, but literally, it's just a counter reaction to the inciting incident, which you helped amplify. I don't know. It's messy, bro. This whole situation sucks, but this is a silver lining. Fucking hooray. You know what I mean?
And I apologize. After thinking about how to address this for a while, I decided to unlist both my videos about Super Mega to diffuse as much harassment as I can, and hopefully...
Took you a while, but okay. All right. Again, you can not unlist a video where you fucked up. That's fine. Like, if you just want to leave it for document purposes, whatever. But his stated intention was to lift Lex's story. It was basically he was making those videos to serve Lex. And Lex had already, a fucking month ago, had already expressed, more than a month ago, I think, that she didn't want anyone to, you know, any more eyes on the situation. She unlisted her video, and Nick did not. So, you know, again, intentions being betrayed by his actions, not by his words.
They put this situation to rest. I'm going to link both unlisted videos in the description, so there is still a way to access and watch them.
Respect.
But I do not want the public to come across them anymore because of the way that it has affected everyone. I believe Lex is going to publicly talk about all of these claims in the near future, so some questions that were made directly towards her and her story should be answered there. But again, our social media accounts are not controlled the same way. I am not in consistent communication with her, and I am not associated with how she goes about telling her story.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
If you come across this video and you look at everything and you feel like you want to stop watching the channel, that is your decision. And if you want to keep watching me and you want to keep seeing what I'm doing, I'll be back on Monday.
Okay, guaranteed. That's fair enough. All right, Nick. Yeah, I mean, W, right? More or less, like in terms of Nick's response. Like that was basically, holy shit, my old H3 video just autoplayed. Holy fuck, 500k views. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, I mean, as far as it relates to Nick, I think that's probably the best you could have fucking expected. I expected no response. And, you know, this is, yeah, like there's certain things that obviously he doubled down on, but like he kind of has to save face, in my opinion. Again, he might be lying to himself in regard to like his intention was so clearly portrayed by his actions to cancel Super Mega. But yeah, whatever. You know, going forward, he says he's going to be careful, whatever. So, you know, fuck it. I think, yeah, I do think this is an interesting situation to potentially learn from. So that does contribute to why I'm covering it so aggressively, I guess. Also, just because I literally have been covering it from the start, I did not expect it to snowball into such a fucking mess. But yeah, God bless. To everyone watching here, please join the Discord, okay? I'm about to release a very, 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 very fun and exciting video about Nick's old enemy, Sneeko, okay? I think I will have a slightly different approach to, you know, Sneeko than Nick did, but yes, I think you'll find it interesting. So join my Discord to get notified when that video drops, okay? I only notify you when I'm streaming or when a video gets uploaded to the main channel. So, yes, please join the Discord, okay? We're having people spam the Discord and chat, I think. Daisy, God bless. W Daisy. W Daisy moment. Here's one from me. And, yeah. Lico. Facts, bro. Here. And here is here's the Goka merch link as well. Just in case. I don't know if anyone linked it, but yeah. Yes, if you cop the merch, let me know in the Discord. I'll give you fucking respect points. That's not real. That doesn't mean anything. You think Nick would feel the same way if the court of public opinion didn't turn? Absolutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. This is a guy that you like. He would not have responded unless he felt that he had to, okay? He doesn't have to ever respond. He can do it literally whatever the fuck he wants, but I think, again, his reactionary response to Ryan's seemingly heartfelt, you know, claim about Daniel, right? That kind of made it like a situation where even Nick's fans were like, Nick, this is kind of fucked up. It seems like you have quite a vendetta. And so, yes, this was basically Nick slightly walking some stuff back, but effectively doubling down in a less aggressive manner than he did in his initial Instagram post. Okay? Now, go out into the real world and touch grass and fucking experience life and live it to the fullest. Good note to end on, I think.